Yeah, well, the numbers been pretty good across the board. There's some mixed results out of Tencent and Alibaba. These are the two most important ones in the China tech space. If you look at Tencent, their online gaming business remains weak, almost no growth, consistent with what we are predicting, which is, because of the regulatory issue, as well as China now has a population kind of crisis, peak population growth will all weigh down the earnings of internet companies because of a lot of the business is driven by the growth in that area. Anyway, but for Alibaba, we are seeing the management continue to try very hard to turn the company around, and you cannot blame the man for trying. Of all the companies, I think Alibaba is probably doing the most, from changing the CEO to divesting its non-core investments, establishing an asset management company, and they also tried one time to take the cloud computing business public, but failed. But like I said, they have not stopped trying, and I like that. And I do think Alibaba have a decent shot of turning this business around within a couple of years, I think.
China, you look at Alibaba and it being an e-commerce platform, it's got fierce competition, the likes of Temu and Pinduoduo, the likes of JD.com. Amongst all of these players, given that Alibaba has changed the way that they have their focus back to their core, who's doing it best?
Yes. Well, based on the numbers, Alibaba probably gained some shares. If you look at the GMV growth, they didn't say exact number, but it was up double digits. If you look at first quarter e-commerce sales in China overall was up 11%. So some sell-siders are saying that they defended the market share, but I believe they actually gained market share because of whatever the strategy they're doing. Of course, Alibaba has lost some market share, has some struggles with the e-commerce business, both in China and internationally in the past. But if you look at the first quarter numbers for Alibaba, clearly they're on a different path, which is refocusing on the customers being the app users, including the buyers and the sellers. And the reason that their customer management revenue, the so-called CMR, grew only 5%, is because they're actually giving up some of the profits and some of the fees to the platform users in order to stimulate more sales and to gain a market share. So that seems to be working. The next question for Alibaba is really, whether you can restore that CMR growth. Eventually, you still have to make money. So whether you can ultimately make more money from this market share strategy. And the market is very divided on that. I'm also a bit skeptical, but I'm willing to believe that as long as the market share is coming back, and I think there was a shot of regaining on the CMR, customer management revenue, which is the main profit for the e-commerce business. And once trigger is that they're going to launch a new so-called platform-wide marketing tool based on the return on investments later this year, and we'll see whether that will really help them restore the customer revenue growth.